I think it's on there.
I think they have a documentation. They can't raise the money. Patrick indicated that this was withdrawn. Pat Collins is looking into it right now.
Yeah, because I said this to Wanda, and she said,
All
who
right,
put
good
that
evening,
in?
everyone. I'm going to call, Audit and Finance Committee, meeting to order here, right now. And I'm going to start with Majority Council taking attendance.
Madam Chairwoman, Ms. Willingham.
Present.
Reedy.
Here.
Clay is excused. Smithville.
Here.
Tomato.
Here.
Ray Joyce. Pataki. Burghardt.
Here.
And Grimm.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Okay, very good, we're gonna move forward, okay. All right. The first thing that I wanna discuss on here is the comments were, passed without change. All right? And so, I want you to explain what you're doing.
Okay, for all departments that indicate pass without change, which is county executive, county clerk, hall of records, district attorney, sheriff, probation, law, aging, human resources, water purification, board of elections, coroners, court and cooperative extension, and civic center and stormwater. We are going to group, so we'll need a motion to group.
A motion to group. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
We have a question.
Okay, hold on one moment. Does everybody have an agenda for tonight? I'm assuming, so I don't hear anything that's yes, okay, all right.
Thank you.
Okay, so all those in favor?
I have a question, Madam Chair.
Okay.
To be, if there's pass without change, that means that we're approving the county, for example, the county executive budget as it was presented to us. So the yes or no would be on how it was presented to us. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes, that's correct.
Madam Chair, I'll say this at the beginning of the meeting.
Okay, wait.
Would you?
Wait, just hold on. Okay, explain something to me.
Well, there's a motion on the floor to move the group pass without change.
I don't have a problem with that.
I
But
do, because
Well,
it's
but there's a
different.
motion on the floor, so that's for the issues.
Listen, I'm gonna, unless you got a question on the motion, I'm just gonna finish that and I'll recognize.
Yeah, okay, I do have a question on the motion.
I thought
There may be some of these departments, I may favor the budget and some I won't, but you're grouping them together, how can you vote under those circumstances?
You can't. You either vote against grouping or you vote in favor of grouping. It's one or the other.
But that doesn't give us an opportunity to speak to each individual department.
We're talking about the ones that pass without change.
Yes, I'm talking about the one passed
So you
without
have
change.
modifications for the ones that pass without change, you have modifications for
Okay.
them?
Like county executive.
All right. So, but you got a question on all of them?
Well, not in all of them,
Okay,
but
good. Do you know which one you got a question on?
county executive, number one.
Huh?
County executive.
Wait, just gonna get this done. Okay. And that's it.
Assigned counsel. And the legislature. They have changes, okay. Can we vote on the county executive and assigned counsel separately?
Okay, county executive and assigned counsel. Okay, so we start with the county executive.
Okay?
Okay,
Approve as present. Yes, without change, coming negative.
okay, all right, so, and assigned counsel. Okay, All right, so we're taking those two out. We're gonna vote on those two, and all the rest of them are gonna be lumped, put together. Okay? All right, so the motion now has been amended to, and, pass without change, all together except county executive and assigned council. So that's what I need a motion on? Okay. Okay, so you amended, okay, all right. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No opposed, okay, very good, all right, then.
Madam Chairman, before we go on to any of these, could I just,
Well, they have to vote on the.
oh, I'm
They have
sorry,
to vote on the pass without change.
Okay.
pass without change,
All
okay.
right. All right. You know what? Oh, we got a motion from the group? Okay, so, all right, so we have a motion to, group. I got a first, and I got a second, all those in favor?
Group the group without two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on
so-
the group, yeah,
The amended group.
Yes.
yes.
Okay. The group without the two.
Yes.
Delighted to vote yes.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm clear
did
now.
everybody else get that?
Yes, I'm
And
clear.
everybody else is telling this is the table that needs to vote on, it, right? Okay, y'all got that?
Yeah.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Okay, so now we're gonna move forward. Okay.
Madam Chairwoman, I'd like to say something. For those of us, at least in the minority, we got these detail sheets at 4:18 this afternoon. We have always had an agreement where we would get adds and deletes 48 hours before we had to vote on them. Since the 4:18 that we got these, some of us tried to talk about it, find our counsel, find our a minority leader, and then spend half an hour driving down here. This is really an affront to understanding what's in this budget, because there are new things here that have never been talked about before, have never been subject to debate, and may just plain not be legal. And all of a sudden, we're being asked to vote on them, and I think that's unfair. Now, I know, because I heard that there was a full briefing of the Democratic caucus last night on budget issues. No?
Sorry.
Oh, gee, then, oh, I got bad information.
Let's remember this.
Yeah,
Our caucus and what we meet on is none of your business.
I understand
Wait,
that.
wait,
Yeah,
you made
oh,
a
no,
comment.
no.
No, you made a comment.
Okay.
And I allowed you to speak, and I'm
Right.
gonna let you finish.
Okay.
But we don't talk about what goes on in your caucus, and so I am going to say right now, whatever
Okay.
went on in our caucus should not be part of your conversation. Okay, so whatever we talked about, you don't know, because I didn't tell you. All right, I
No,
don't know
but
who
maybe
did
someone
that.
else from a different office told me. But that's okay, because we don't have to do that, and if you want to understand what I'm talking about, I'd be delighted to chat with you privately afterwards.
But, okay,
And-
so now what else besides what we said in caucus?
Well, I don't like the way some of this stuff is grouped, and we can get to it when we get to it by department.
We just voted on the grouping. So-
No, the grouping with no changes. Now we're going to I assume we're going to go department by department and
Right,
vote?
That's correct.
So we'll have some things to say
Yeah,
on some of those departments as we go along,
yes, absolutely.
okay? But I want you to realize that I got this at 4:18, and then I had the audacity not to open it until 4:25. And then I tried to get people on the phone to figure out what was going on. And then I had to drive down here. So we didn't get a chance to look at this.
Okay, I hear you.
And that is really, in my 9 years here,
Okay, wait, okay.
never had this done like this before.
Okay.
So that's my piece. I will have comments
All right, so
as we
that's
go
it.
further
That's
on
it.
down.
I got a response to what you're saying, go ahead, please.
First off, there's nothing about the legality of it. It has nothing to do with anything. Our agreement has always been 48 hours if possible.
Oh, if possible, right.
24 hours if practicable.
Yeah.
And these numbers were finished less than 2 hours ago. If you got them at 4:18, you actually got them before everyone in the majority caucus who's at this table who was not in the prep meeting just before this, so.
Well,
you have
we didn't
had
get the
more
prep
time.
meeting, so, you know,
Well, you've
I,
had more time in which to look at it than
Oh.
any of the Democratic caucus here at this table. So, these numbers literally were finished less than 2 hours ago. When practicable, we will get it to you as soon as possible, and we did, because in fact, you got it before the rest of the
well,
Democratic
it
caucus.
was sent to us at the same time it was sent to the folks that represent the Democratic caucus. So it's not like you did anything to give us a forewarning, just in
I
actuality.
didn't have a forewarning either, Paul,
Okay.
but thank you for your
Well-
concern.
Okay, that's enough. You know what? We wasting time now.
Yep.
Let's just move, and that's all, let's just do that. Okay, so now we're starting with the county executive. All right.
Strong letter to.
All right, here, we're on the county executive. This is the one that we pulled out of the pass without change, and is open for, discussion.
Motion to move.
Second.
Second.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Okay. I'm
I
gonna
thought you were
assume
gonna raise
unanimous,
issues.
since nobody
You're
said
just
anything.
gonna vote
He
again?
said no.
Oh,
Just
good,
gonna
oh,
say-
okay.
Just a minute.
But he didn't, okay.
Just,
All right,
yeah, but
okay,
why are
right,
you
so,
opposing?
Okay, so the
You already had
majority,
the vote.
majority,
Yeah, it's
so
too
we're
late.
moving this out. So, okay,
Okay.
I just gotta say this, Mr. Grimm,
Yes.
you asked me to take this out. I did.
Yeah, and I voted no.
Oh, oh,
That's why I voted no.
You just want to vote against it, that's all.
yeah, okay,
We thought you had a
no,
question.
no, okay, I'm sorry.
That's what, no,
All right, okay, I understand now, I understand, okay. All right, so, passes, all right. Audit control? Audit and control,
Motion to move as passed.
Second.
all right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now we're
One more.
on.
Were we gonna do two, were those the two?
Yes.
I thought it was.
No,
No,
no, we're
assigned
getting
counsel.
to assign counsel in the order.
We'll do it in the order in which it's
Everything
occurred.
that-
Okay, just checking.
Okay, so, no, okay, so just listen to this for a second.
yeah. Actually, no, it's alternative.
We're going through,
I made a mistake.
on this
Alternative
page right
public.
here, anything besides the county executive and assigned counsel, okay, everything else as far as the, pass without change, we're taking them all together, except those two. I just haven't got to the next, pass without change. Does everybody understand? When we
No,
get to
I know.
the next pass without change, I'm gonna take them all together.
I thought we already did
We
that.
in the group already.
We did that.
Pass without change?
Yeah, we're all
Okay,
done with
good,
that.
so I don't even have to
We're all
mention
done
it.
with it.
Okay, good, we're done, all right, all right. All right, so now we just did audit and control, and we're all the way down to public defender's office.
Motion.
Okay, I got a motion from Mr. Reedy, I got a second from Mr. Malowitz, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we are now on to the alternate public defender.
Motion,
Oh, sorry, Mr. Grimm.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Actually, I meant to say alternate public defender, not assigned counsel. That was my mistake. I have an issue with alternate public defender. They have 11 lawyers that are making over $100,000 a year, and they're proposing 2 new positions for over $100,000, which is much more than, say, the prosecutors make. To me, it's an imbalance of justice. So I'm opposed to the alternate public defender budget.
motion to move.
Okay, so I got a motion from Mr. Malowitz. I got a second from Mr. Reedy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I have Grimm and Ms. Sturgill. Okay. All right, now we are on to management and budget. Okay.
Second.
I got a motion from Mr. Reedy. I got a second from Mr. Demolowitz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Now we are on to social services.
Make a motion.
I got a motion from Mr. Reedy.
Second.
I got a second from Mr. Demolowitz. All those in favor? Oh, I'm sorry, opposed? Okay, all those in favor? I'm trying to get out here too fast. Okay. Okay, Now, what else are we doing?
Nursing home.
Nursing home, okay, now we're on the nursing home.
Motion approved.
Okay, I got a motion from Mr. Demalowitz, a second from Mr. Reedy. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay. Now I'm gonna slow down for myself. We're now on health, and you can take over.
All right, health?
Did we do social services?
Yeah.
We just did it, okay.
Okay, go ahead. Health? Okay, I got a motion from Mr. Demalowitz, I got a second from Mr. Reedy. All those in favor?
I got a question.
Opposed?
Wait a second.
Okay,
This is on the health?
yeah, we're on health.
Yeah, can someone explain what the special programs is a little vague to me. Can someone explain what the 250 is for?
Yes.
It's the women's program, the anti-tobacco program.
These are a continuation of those two grant programs that we just released for a repeat for next year.
And it's for smoking
It's for
cessation.
the tobacco vaping one that we sent out a few months ago, and the one that was just released, the RFP on women's health initiatives.
All right, so it was too late to put in the regular budget?
Yeah,
And so you're adding it now?
yes.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, you're welcome. We are now,
Next up is mental health.
mental health.
Motion approved.
Okay, I got a motion from Mr. Demalowitz, I got a second from Mr. Reedy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Crime victims?
Motion moved.
I got a motion from Mr. Packers, I got a second from Mr. Reedy. All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous.
Veterans Bureau?
Motion moved.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I got a motion from Mr. Demalowitz, I got a second from Mr. Reedy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Amen. Unanimous.
We
All
added
those in favor?
$260,000, and I don't know what we added for. I'm not gonna ask about veterans programs, that's kind of bad. But we don't know anything.
We're on to children, youth, and families.
Motion
It'd
moved.
be nice for someone to tell us.
I got a motion from Mr. Demalowitz.
Second.
I got a second from Mr. Reedy. Yep, did you put your hand up?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, did you put your hand up to speak, or did you?
Just a
put your hand
question
up,
on this line item. It's 550,000. Once again, we got this paperwork late. What is the 550,000 for?
cheerleading?
So this is a really big initiative that we have been kind of discussing in concept for a while, and have been talking with the county exec's office about launching next year. Initially, it was kind of this pre-workforce type of program. The intent of it is to, wait a minute, yeah. The intent of this is to work with children, youth, and families, work with local businesses, work with local schools, community organizations to develop a kind of a leadership program for like the 15, we haven't nailed down some of this, but this will be launched from a planning standpoint in January. It's going to take a lot of planning. But the idea is to develop an initiative for that 15 to 18, 19 range young adult to do skill development, job training, leadership development, how to build a resume, financial planning, how to make a phone call about a job. That's why we're calling it a pre-workforce development, to dovetail it with even our summer youth employment program, but treat it as a pre-workforce for teenagers, I'll call them maybe young adults in Albany County. And this is something that, like I said, have had some good discussions with the county exec, because
They
this
gave
will
us a
be
revision
a
before 18
signature
back.
program in Albany County to essentially start preparing younger teens for workforce opportunities. Ultimately,
What about
we
the
want to
stipends?
also plug in a lot
The
of the
stipends.
business community
Majority of
to,
the minority
to
and
work with
definitely
us, so that these are kids that once they become able to work, you know, we can kind of launch them. But it is skill development, leadership development, you know, initiatives, financial planning, you know, how do you, you know, balance, not a checkbook, because kids don't write checks, but, you know, how do you understand kind of, you know, how to begin real basic financial management? You have a job, you have a paycheck, how do you start budgeting? So lots of different ideas. I would love to have input from all of those who are interested, but we want this to be a real core signature event, that a lot of energy of the chair's office, the LBC, the majority office, and we would welcome, obviously, the minority office to be involved in the planning. But it's going to take a lot of planning. This is not an RFP to push out. This is something we want to grow and be something that we will develop and work with, not just cross-county agencies, but also partners in the community.
Joanne, or Madam Chair, could I just ask a follow-up
Sure.
question? Well, I just want to make sure I'm recognized by the chair. Is there a reason you're calling it Economic Development Organization A? Do you know who it is, or is that just a placeholder?
That's a different line.
Oh, that's a different line. This is
Children, youth,
this
and
one,
families.
it's under children, youth, and families.
We didn't get there yet.
We didn't get there yet.
Yeah.
I
So no,
appre-
there's not, but there's not a vendor that is identified. This is something we
That
want
was
to
really my
grow,
question.
You know, homegrown.
I would just say, Madam Chair, I appreciate the description.
Okay, can I just, Mr. Bergdorf, are you finished?
Yeah, I am, and once again, we're adding big numbers in a bunch of in a bunch of places. And like I say, nobody had the ability to see this or to ask a question about it. So I am glad to be redirected to the proper line. But still, I find it amazing that in all of our discussions, putting together a budget, and I've only missed one meeting at the very beginning, so many of these things, there hasn't been a word spoken of. And all of a sudden, to have it pop out, now, you may all be in the midst of planning all sorts of things, but for those of us who have not had any of this information shared with us, this is, you know, I find myself being asked to vote for $550,000 based on Joanne's word. And I'm prepared to do that in this instance, and I hope that we will have an opportunity to work with you, because sometimes that happens and sometimes it doesn't.
All right, thank you. Wait, let me do this. Mr. Grimm?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate Joanne's description, and it sounds like something that could be really helpful. But, you know, we're flying blind. There's big numbers on these sheets of paper with no description.
Okay, so can I ask you this? Y'all gonna say that every time?
Well, I'm not blaming you. I'm saying whatever happened here, it has to change.
One thing that is truthful, okay, that she did say in the beginning, the rest of them got it at the same time you all did.
Well, they're in
The
this,
Democratic caucus, I'm just saying.
no, it's just they're in the same position I'm in, then, I mean,
We got later, he got before us. I'm in I think
So-
today.
they're making my argument.
But my point is this, I asked you a question, you know, and I kind of like meant it. I also let, Mr. Bergdorf speak at the beginning, and he made his point. But if we're gonna have to hear this every single time, I don't mind hearing your comment and your questions on what it is, okay? But I'm not gonna listen to the same thing over and over again. But I am gonna let you ask questions on what it is, because it's the fair thing to do.
Sure.
And you
Thank you.
know that's how I operate.
Thank you.
Okay, and I'm not gonna take that privilege away from you.
Okay.
But I ain't gonna waste no time listening to the same comment over and over again, because I feel like I did give you the opportunity to say that. So now we're gonna move on. Did I get a motion? I got a motion from Mr. Demarvitz, I got a second from Mr. Reedy. All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous, thank you very much. All that now. We're on Public Works now?
Yes, Public Works.
Okay.
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion from Mr. Demarvitz, I got a second from Mr. Reedy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, thank you very much.
General Services,
Motion moved.
Second.
I'm gonna wait 5 seconds. Got to listen. Okay. No, seriously.
General Services.
Seriously now. Okay, so.
Aren't we economic development?
All right, so I got a motion from
General
Mr.
Services.
Demarvitz, and I got a second from
Economic
Mr.
development.
Reedy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, now we
Okay,
are
yeah,
on
yeah.
to, oh, hold on, we're, we just passed Public Works. What happened to General Services? Did you do that? Okay, we just did General Services, and now on to, okay.
Economic Development, Conservation and Planning.
Motion.
Wait. Mr. Bergdorf.
Now I'd like to go to Economic Development Organization A and ask, who is it we're giving $250,000 to? And for what reason?
That is the county's, the legislature's match to funding that was included in the county executive proposal for the alliance. That's the Albany County, Advanced Albany County Alliance funding.
So there's 250 from us and 250
That's
from the
correct.
county executive. Okay, thank you for that. And obviously, the Albany County Improvement Initiative, how much money is left in that, and how much money are we adding total now?
So the county executive presented his budget with $1 million in that line. This would add an additional $300,000 to the line.
Okay, and how much, I had also asked how much was unexpended and existing in the
I would have to check that. So to circle back to this 300,000 specifically though, there was a resolution submitted in November. This is the CARES funding that we're partnering with the city of Albany for the homeless / drug issue, street outreach. So in that resolution, it stated that, put 300,000 in for the first year for 2024, and it stated that 300,000 would be added to the budget for 2025 and would be budgeted for 2026.
Okay, so the improvement initiative is CARES? Or the,
That's the 300,000 extra in improvement, yes.
okay, and the other is the
Match for the
Alliance?
Alliance, yep.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chairwoman, thank you, Dave.
I have a question specifically on this, if that's okay. Right, okay. The County Improvement Initiative, there's a Community Improvement Initiative too. Is that something distinct from this, Dave?
There's no line in the budget called Community Improvement Initiative.
I know we have some fund.
I think people use the
Yeah, I
same
think
terms
they're
interchangeably,
interchanged,
but
that's the same.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, thank you.
All right. I got a motion from Mr. Demarvitz and a second from Ms. Kappas.
Yes.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Parks and Recreation.
I got a motion from Mr. Demarvitz, I got a second from Mr. Reedy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. One second. Okay.
Soil and Water Conservation.
We're on soil and water conservation. I got a motion from Mr. Demarvitz, and I got a second from Mr. Reedy. All those in favor? How many members I got here? So I only hear two people say aye. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, thank you. Okay, can we take that? Okay, now we are on to,
The legislature.
and we have to have something to discuss.
Yes, there I
Wait,
believe,
hold on. Does everybody have the new, version?
No.
I'm so confused.
Artist, you got one? You guys got it?
Have you got one, Paul?
No.
Pass one down, please.
It's just zero.
This is the new one?
I'll put it in the middle.
What is this? We'll go over it right now. The last copy. I got it up.
Because we already got that.
Yeah, we're not supposed to.
Yeah, we got that.
Yes, you got it,
All
yes.
members of
That's what I thought,
the, Audit and Finance Committee have a copy of the new version.
You see?
Okay. All right, okay.
So, I, apologies from the budget guy, the budget geek, was a little overzealous and, included, a 3% COLA increase to legislator salaries that were formally already codified in, a previous resolution. And so it inadvertently got into this version, which was not meant to be before you. The new version corrects that.
and we will be taking up the offset for it in DSS after, before we get to revenues.
Mr. Burdor.
I will say this in a little bit of a more genteel fashion, but this was one of the things that upset people so much coming to us at 418. And we had to raise it with Chair's Council to say, this is illegal. You can't give sitting legislators a raise that was not previously authorized. So this is the fruits of hurry up and spit it out, is we end up with 40-some-odd raises that were illegally, that were proposed that were not in compliance with the law. And it took us looking at it to at least make people aware of that.
Okay, are you talking about the change that we made already?
Yeah.
Okay, but it has taken place, so we don't.
It has taken place, but it's indicative of our process and the due diligence that people are taking in preparing, an $809 million budget. And thank you for taking it out and following the law. Appreciate it.
Cheerleading.
Yeah, I would just call it successful internal controls. And thank you, Arnis. But that's what this process is about. And, we didn't pass it. There was no
Yeah.
violation of the law. Let's settle down. Our internal controls were successful. So thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, I just think we had an hour and 10 minutes to exercise internal controls, and that's all I'm going to say.
Well, clearly, you made it with that timetable. You
But there's-
didn't seem to need a minute more, Mark.
There's other items here that we really haven't had the opportunity to discuss fully, and, I'm done. I'm done,
Okay,
sir.
thank you, everybody. All right. I got a motion to move from Mr. Demowitz, and I have a second from, Mr. Clisson. Go ahead. I got a second from Mr. Clisson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Okay, now,
Now on to, we need to go back, first off, assigned counsel's not on here, which we noticed when you, when you asked us to take it out. So, we do need to vote on assigned counsel, which is
Yeah.
passed without change.
Yeah, that's,
It is a pass without change, but we do need to vote on it now because it wasn't grouped initially.
okay, got a motion from Mr. Demowitz, and I have a second from Mr. Reed. All those in favor?
aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
And then if you take this document, we're gonna go back to DSS because we need to reapprove DSS. To reapprove, up there. It's
Okay.
on the second, the top of the second page and the
The new
bottom of
one?
the first page.
The new version?
DSS of the new version, yes. Those are the adjusted numbers.
We added the money back then.
We're
not adding it back.
What's the subject here?
Just not telling you.
That changed too?
What's the heading on the page?
Second page. On top of it is
Okay, all
telephone.
right, so I'm gonna entertain.
Wait a second, I'm lost.
I got a
I'm,
motion from Mr. Demolowitz, and I have a second from.
excuse me,
Mr.
ma'am, we don't even know where we are on
Okay,
these
all right,
sheets.
All right, we are on the back page of the very first page. If you go down to the bottom of the first page, it says social services. Turn the paper over, we are now at where it says medical services therapy.
It's right there. You're, for some reason, you're just
And
different.
on the new version, it says
So it's.
$1,422,467. That is the amount that has been modified. Did you get it? So it changed from 1,457,832 to medical services therapy, $1,422,467.
And this is just a motion to reconsider, which will then be heard.
Okay,
I
so,
mean,
okay, so we have a motion to reconsider.
I'm totally
Listen, gentlemen. We have a motion to reconsider this,
Oh, okay.
okay?
And then vote on it?
And so this is Mr. Demolowitz made a motion to reconsider. Mr. Reedy seconded, and now all those in favor to reconsider.
aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Now we are going to vote on the change, okay?
Yeah.
Mr. Green.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, that's a big money, 1.4 million. Some description of how that will be spent.
It's a decrease.
It's a what?
Yes, it is, it's a
It's a
decrease.
decrease in appropriation.
Okay, so Mr. Riley, that's sitting at the other end? Okay,
So, Madam Chair, members of the committee, that is simply the final calculation of this whole spreadsheet to balance the account. So knowing that there was going to be changes, we obviously budgeted a little extra in some places, and that's where it's coming out of this year.
so now, wait a minute, look at
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Look at him.
You're balancing off under a term medical services therapy. How does that balance your thing?
Because I budgeted extra in it before, knowing I was gonna need.
Oh, so that's your pad?
It's Medicaid, it's one of the biggest appropriation lines in the budget, so,
Some 70+ million.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Doesn't Medicaid come from the federal government?
This is the local share.
Local share.
This is the county's portion of Medicaid. So we over budget it in order to create room in Medicaid to fund all these other programs, I
Well,
guess.
I can never know exactly what it's gonna be, because the state
Yeah.
can change the Medicaid rate up to quarterly.
Yeah,
The past few years, we've
I
seen multiple
understand.
changes a year.
understand.
Okay, okay, so now we have a motion to move from Mr. Demolowitz and a second from Mr. Canisso. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Now we're moving to revenue.
We're now on revenue. This is the very last item on this for us to entertain tonight. Okay. It's on the very last page.
We're back. I just note that this bottom line is matched according to what we did last.
Yeah, this is just a summary of everything.
Well, this is the offsetting revenue changes to balance it. The vast majority of these were grants that we didn't know about in the budget.
Okay, did somebody ask you a question, Mr. Riley?
Sorry, yes,
Did you
Mr.
have a question?
Yeah,
Please say it out loud.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. This is just a summary of all the things we've been through with all the other stuff. Is my understanding?
So these are, what we were going through before were the appropriations. These are the grants, the other side of the equation, if you will. The vast majority of these were grants that we became aware of after the original budget submission. So when you were passing increases to appropriations in the other departments, a lot of times we said to offset a grant, this is the grant offsetting it,
So with all the adds and deletions, we're in the same place.
same tax levy.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Motion?
I don't think so.
Okay, all right, so we got a motion from Mr. Jamalowitz, and we got a second from, how many people got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Okay, so we got a second from Mr. Camiso. Is that right, Mr.
Yeah.
Camiso? Yes, okay. All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. Do we have any other business tonight? We got no, I got a motion to adjourn from Mr. Jamalowitz. I got a second from Mr. Reedy. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
We saved the that's the position, we saved the vacant and now we're
Yeah, the system works.
The system works.
You and I doing a clusterfuck for an hour and 18 minutes.